So it's 2 p.m. I'm about to eat, and I haven't got a haircut in months, but now I finally got a haircut. And I woke up today at 6 a.m., did my morning process, did the tasks I need to do, and I got a bunch of work done. And I didn't feel that good when I woke up. I felt like shit, but after I got my morning process, I felt amazing, and that put me into that flow state to get everything done. But I realized when I got a haircut, nothing becomes a real problem until you can't stand it anymore, until it actually becomes a problem. That thing that you know you need to do doesn't piss you off until you get to that tipping point and you can't stand it anymore. You just get sick and tired of it. I knew I needed to get a haircut, but it didn't piss me off and it didn't become a problem until I looked in the mirror today, or I looked in the mirror yesterday, and I was like, bro, this is a problem. I don't like how it looks. I need to get a haircut. And it was pissing me off when I was taking a shower and the hair was going all over my ear, and it was just way too much. And I needed to get a haircut. But it didn't become a problem until I actually got sick and tired of it and I hated it. And that reminded me when I was super skinny, first in the gym, I wasn't, nothing changed until I actually like hated it. Nothing changed until I got sick and tired of it. And I was like, okay, this is a real problem. I need to face it and I need to solve it. I hate being super skinny. I hate being super weak. I was so weak that I literally lost an arm wrestle to a girl in like 7th grade. And literally the day after that, I went home and I started lifting dumbbells and I got stronger in literally just a couple of days. And then literally like a couple weeks later, I went to like arm wrestle everybody at that table, and I literally beat everybody. I literally beat everybody with just a couple weeks of work, couple weeks of working out, and I literally beat everybody at that lunch table. And that was a turning point for me. Losing the arm wrestle to the girl really hurt my ego. Really, like, I was like, okay, I'm sick and tired of this. Not only am I super skinny, I'm also super weak, and I hate it. And that's when I actually wanted to make a change. And also, me being skinny fat, me not taking the action, not putting in the effort, not sticking to a workout routine, not tracking my calories, not doing what I know I needed to do, it didn't become a problem. I didn't take any significant action until I got sick and tired of it. Until I got sick and tired of it, and I was just so tired, and I just hated how I looked so much until I was like, fuck this. I'm tired of looking like this. I'm tired of feeling like this every single time I look in the mirror. I'm always looking at myself in the mirror and I'm disappointed with what I see. I always take a picture and I want to delete it because I just hate what I see. And I was having that same feeling before I got a haircut. And I was like, this reminds me of back then, before I had a transformation. Before, when I felt like shit, I always had disappointment with what I was looking at, and I knew I needed to make a change. I knew that I wanted to get in shape. I knew what I had to do, but I didn't want it bad enough. I wasn't that uncomfortable with where I was. It wasn't a problem until I got sick and tired of it, and I needed to like do something about it. It didn't become a real problem until I got sick and tired of it. And that's what I felt before I got a haircut. I felt the same thing. But how do you turn that problem into an opportunity? Because every single problem that you face is an opportunity to get better, is a stepping stone to get closer to the person you want to become. But how do you do that? You need to change your mindset on always damning the situation, always being like, damn, I got to go through this. I have this problem and I have to face this. If you're chasing a really important goal, a really meaningful one that's really hard to achieve, one that not many people have, like getting an aesthetic physique, like being successful. If you're chasing a really hard goal, you are going to face so many obstacles, so many failures, and all of those obstacles and failures are there to keep the people, to throw off the people off the path who aren't really serious about it. The people who aren't serious about it, they're going to get knocked off. They're going to quit when they get faced with those failures. And that leads to only the people who actually want it, are actually willing to put in the effort to reach the goal. And that's why it becomes so rare, because it's so hard to achieve. Every single time that you get faced with a problem, whatever, you don't feel like doing the work, you don't do it, you get faced with a problem, you should be grateful for that problem, because the harder it is to achieve, the more grateful you are going to be when you do achieve it. And it's going to be even more rare. You're going to have more respect. You're going to have more status when you do achieve it, because it was so hard to achieve. And you're going to be more proud of yourself because it was so hard to do. If you just damn the situation and be like, oh, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do this? Then you're just going to give up, because you're not looking at it as an opportunity. You're looking at it as an obstacle that is just going to hurt you, and you're not going to get anything out of it. And you're like, oh, why do I have to face this? And then you just quit. But if you look at it as an opportunity, because it is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to get better in every single way. And it's just by how you look at it. But if you look at every single problem as an opportunity, be like, how grateful, how blessed am I to go through this obstacle, go through this problem, and actually face it, conquer it, and get better from it, and get closer to my goal from it. And how blessed am I to go through all these obstacles, and that I get to overcome them, and the people who aren't serious about it won't overcome them. And now I will have something that they don't have, because they weren't willing to do the work that I did. And now it will be way more better when you do get there, because less people will have it. You will have more status. You will get more respect, and you will feel way better about yourself. You're going to have way more confidence about it. If I didn't go through all those failures while I was in the gym, it would not feel as good when I did get in shape. It would not feel as good, because if it was just all easy, if I never went through those test days where I didn't feel like going to the gym, where I didn't feel like eating my meals, where I didn't feel like tracking calories, if I didn't have any of those days, if it was just easy, I wouldn't feel any confidence getting there. I wouldn't feel any mental resilience from doing it. I wouldn't feel good about it. I wouldn't really feel good about it. I mean, I would look at myself in the mirror and I'll be like, damn, I look good, but I wouldn't know of all the failures that it took, because I didn't go through any. But since I went through so many failures, I can think about all the times where I was struggling, and like, I went through all those failures and it was worth it. I had to go through so much shit just to get here. And now that I do have it, I feel way better about it. But if I never went through that, I wouldn't feel as good. So you going through all the shit, you going through all those test days, you feeling that despair, insecure about how you look, hating how you look, is all part of the journey. It's all part of the journey, because it's going to make it feel way better when you do get to where you want to go. Way better. Way better than if you didn't go through that. And if it was so easy, where there was no problems at all, no obstacles, nothing to worry about, nothing to actually face, and nothing that tests you about how you actually want it, everybody will have it. Everybody will have it, and it wouldn't be valuable anymore. You do not want to have things that everybody else wants or everybody else has, because then you're going to be like everybody else. You don't want to be like everybody else. You want to be unique. You want to be rare. You want to be exceptional. So if it was super easy, everybody will have it. So stop damning the situation. Turn the problem into an opportunity. Deal with the problem now before it becomes a bigger problem later, and actually sacrificing the moment for yourself in the future. The small problem doesn't become a real problem until you get sick and tired of it and you just can't stand it anymore. Don't let it get to that point, because when it gets to that point, then you're just going to be so much more frustrated that you didn't take the action back then, that you didn't put the effort, and now you're living with the regret of not putting that effort in. Because if you wait right now, if you don't take any action right now, the future you is going to feel so much regret. So much regret that you right now didn't take the action. But if you took the action, if you set the plan, if you stick to the plan every single day, and you do get there, your future self will be proud of what you did. Your future self will be grateful of all the action you took in the moment, even though you didn't feel like it, because you achieved the goal, even though you didn't feel like doing the work. And future you will be grateful, proud of you, that you took the action, that you did it for him in the future. But if you don't, you're just going to feel a bunch of regret. The problem is going to get bigger. It's going to get serious. You're going to hate it. And I know how it is because I've done it so many times. And being skinny fat, being skinny, being like 20+% body fat, I hated it. But I didn't actually hate it that bad until it became a big problem. Until I got sick and tired of it. Okay. And I was like, okay, it's time to make a change because I just hate my situation so much. And you aren't going to take any action until you get the desire that is so strong to where you're willing to do whatever it takes to get there, or you face so much pain in your current situation that you just hate it so much to where you're willing to do whatever it takes to get out of it. Those are the only two things that are going to make you take action. Only two things. The only person who is coming to save you is the version of you who is so tired of your current situation that is willing to do anything, to get out of it. That is the only person who is going to save you. There's nobody else who's going to save you. Nobody's going to take your hand and do the work for you. Nobody. Nobody's going to do that for you. That's the only person who's going to save you is yourself. And that's only when you get to the tipping point of being like, okay, I actually need to make a change. I'm tired of this. I need to make it happen. And once you get to that point, then all it takes is staying consistent to what you said you were going to do. And then you will get to your goal. Nothing changed until I got sick and tired of being where I was. And every single problem is an opportunity to grow. Shift your mindset. Think every single problem that you face is an opportunity to grow and how you can grow from it. Actually be grateful from the things that you suffer from, the problems that you face, because then your story will be way better. Think about this. When you're watching a movie, if nothing unfortunate happens to the main character, the audience gets bored. You need to look at yourself as a main character in your own movie. If nothing unfortunate happens to the main character, the audience gets bored. Think about that. You are a main character in your own movie. You are having your own movie, your own story, and you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have highs. You're going to have lows. And while climbing that mountain to get to where you want to go. And you need to face them and you need to get better from them. So then the problems do not get easier. All the things you face do not get easier. You just get stronger and you just battle them easier. You just go through the urges easier. You resist the temptations easier because you become better. But all the other obstacles do not become easier. Get better every single day. Take action. And you will get there if you stay consistent. But thank you guys for watching. And follow my Instagram to connect with me. I'm posting a bunch of stuff on there. And if you want to DM me on Instagram, or you could go in the description and book a call for my one-on-one coaching to go from skinny fat to aesthetic. And yeah, thank you guys for watching and see you guys in the next one.